angry today. I'm angry because every time I make a freaking YouTube video, there's a glare in my glasses and nobody can see my eyes, but if I take off my glasses, I can't see a damn thing. I'm angry because I left my favorite sweater in a bathroom in one of the buildings at school, and by the time I realized that I left my sweater there, I was already halfway to my next class and I had to be there in like 2 minutes, and I knew that I didn't have time to go back and get it. When I went back to the bathroom after my class, the sweater was gone. I don't know where the lost and found is because I almost never go in this building. Okay, I'm completely kidding. Not a lot of you who watch my YouTube videos know me personally really, really well. But if you knew me personally, you'd know that I don't get angry a lot. I really, things happen to me, and sometimes I get stressed out or a little sad, but I never just get, full-fledged angry and want to punch people in the face. Excuse me, that was a little harsh. Perhaps I should explain to you why I'm upset. As many of you know, I go to Ithaca College. Ithaca College started out as a music conservatory in the 1800s, so naturally, their music school is really, really good. In addition, Ithaca College has a really, really awesome communication school. It's one of the best in the country. Programs for marketing, programs for advertising, television and radio, sound recording, and cinema and photography, film majors. You would think that in a school that has these two prestigious areas of study, they would have put their heads together by now and figured out that there are composers in the music school who may actually be interested in writing music for films in the film school. Yeah, duh. No, they haven't. And when my friend V and I decided to put our heads together and try and initiate a program, my music teachers were very, very okay with the idea. However, the teachers in the communication school were not. These teachers think that the best way of going about trying to get directors and composers together is through an email listserv. Let me tell you, teachers in Park, that is not how these things work. I really hope that none of the teachers from Park watch this movie. I'm not trying to be mean to them. I just, I feel really passionate about this, I guess. Here are the problems that I see right now. A lot of the students in Park, the communication school, don't even realize that there's a composition program here, and that there are student composers who are completely willing to write music for their films. Many of them think that I am the only student composer at Ithaca College just because, by some fluke, I happen to be doing 2 films last semester and 1 film over the summer. They don't realize that I have 15 classmates that are also willing to write scores. They also don't know how to contact these people. It shouldn't be the composer's job to have to reach out to the people in the film school to try and get films to work on. That should be the director's job, reaching out to the composer, because that's what you have to do in real life. So it kind of frustrates me that for the past X number of years, if you want to write a film score, you have to go to the film school and put up flyers, most of which nobody reads. A really important aspect of both composing and directing is communication skills. If you don't know how to speak the language of the other person, you're not going to be able to write a successful score. For example, this summer, I did the film score for Jesus Christ. My friend Eric is such a great guy, and he's one of my good friends, and I love him, but no offense, but he really doesn't know how to speak musical language. So if I asked him what instruments he wants, he has no idea. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And there was a lot of trial and error trying to come up with a reliable method of communication between us. By the end of that process, Eric and I were pretty comfortable working with each other, and he's asked me to do his film this fall, and I'm really excited about it because I know that the communication issues aren't going to be issues anymore because we've already worked them out this summer. These are things that you need to work out in college. I definitely would not want to be on my first real composing film score job after school and have no idea how to communicate with the director in layman's terms. And Eric, now he's going to be able to communicate with any composer he works with for the rest of his life just because of that one experience that he had this past summer. I think this is an invaluable experience for directors as well as composers from my school who are even considering going into the field of movies. Another big issue is that of copyright. Many of the film students here want to submit their student films to festivals. However, you can't submit a film to a festival unless you own the rights to all the music in it. Eric is really lucky because he sent Jesus Christ off to a bunch of festivals because I wrote the music and he could. Anybody else who had copyrighted music, scratch tracks in their film, couldn't send it to film festivals. It's as simple as that. If you want to get your film seen, you need an original score. In addition, a lot of directors don't understand the compositional process. And a lot of composers don't understand the directing process, but basically all a composer needs is a final cut of the movie. They need a final cut where the timings are exactly right before they can even start writing the music. They can think about themes and other stuff and see scenes from the movie and get an idea of the feel of the music, but they really can't start writing until there's a final cut. In Ithaca, many student directors are working on their final cut of the film up until the day that it is screened and graded. If a director wants to hire a composer, he needs to make sure that he has a cut of a film and gives the composer several weeks to write it. Also, there's recording time. It was really easy for me to do Jesus Christ over the summer because I was using my own instruments that I had at home and synthesized stuff, which really sucked. Don't use synthesized instruments for a film score unless you really have to. Please! Yeah, so there's the aspect of finding all the players that you need for your ensemble. You have to rent out a recording studio and find a recording major who has time for you that can record your score. That takes a really long time. A score for a 20-minute film is about 11 or 12 minutes of music. That can take, 7 or 8 hours to record if you want to get it right. V and I think that having a film score in Ithaca College should be standard, at least for the top-level production classes. It's such an amazing experience to work with a collaborator on both ends of the system. I just can't believe that the teachers on V's end are not receptive to the idea. I'm really not trying to make anybody upset with this video, but it is everybody's loss. And I wish there was something more I could do. V and I are setting up meetings with my composition professor, and we're probably going to go talk to the teachers down in the film school. Hopefully we'll be able to set up a reliable system where composers and directors can communicate in the beginning of the semester. This will strengthen both programs here at Ithaca, and it would make me really happy if something like this was set up. Okay. That's all I have to say. And did I mention that there's a hole in my skirt? I'm angry because there's a hole in my skirt. Ah!